years ago, we told you about a Golden Valley family's fight to get medical marijuana approved in the state of Minnesota. They were considering moving to Colorado to help their daughter, who suffers from a rare form of epilepsy. We caught up with them recently to see how things are going.
Hello, how was Pajama and Donuts Day?
8-year-old Harlow Hundley is a little more independent these days.
This is our favorite part of the day, isn't it? Post-school hug. I know.
Jumping into the arms of her mom at the end of the school day.
Oh, should we shoot that?
She goes to school with the help of a full-time nurse.
If she had a seizure on the bus, we need someone there to administer rescue medications and oxygen immediately.
Harlow suffers from Dravet syndrome, a rare form of epilepsy. The condition causes her to have daily seizures.
It's just tough to see your kid suffer. The seizures are horrible for her and horrible for anyone to watch, but then you get all of the side effects from it.
Harlow's mom, Beth Hundley, was at the forefront of getting medical marijuana approved in Minnesota.
This is what it looks like. It's just a liquid form.
The bill was approved in 2014, and shortly afterwards, Harlow began taking the medicine.
She's more alert. She's more engaged with people. She's more engaged with toys.
She also takes several other drugs to prevent seizures, but lately, they don't seem to be working as well.
We're seeing weekly seizures, convulsive, more serious types, and her oxygen drops, her heart rate drops.
1, 2, 3, ta-da!
Harlow misses out on a lot of things.
We just have never traveled with her, and we always dreamt of traveling with our child.
The family recently stepped out of their comfort zone and went to Disney World.
We applied and got accepted for a wish through Make-A-Wish Minnesota for Harlow.
They were hesitant because getting on a plane is challenging and possibly life-threatening.
If we had an emergency in the air, it just would be very difficult to handle if the seizure did not stop.
The little girl, who's normally surrounded by medicine, was now in the company of Disney magic.
We decided we should be in costume.
She dressed up as her favorite princess.
I thought that would show what a big fan she is and get her excited about meeting Snow White that day.
Harlow is nonverbal, but she showed a lot of emotion while meeting Doc McStuffin.
She leaped out of her stroller and just went for her. We were just shocked. So it was the moment of our trip where I knew we had made the right decision to go to Disney World.
And while Harlow had fun in the Magic Kingdom, it was also a learning experience.
I think it showed her there's a whole world beyond her world here. We've had to keep her in a small bubble just to keep her safe.
Her parents also found enchantment and education at the happiest place on earth.
It gave us the freedom to be more free with what we do with her and not be scared.
Beth Hundley plans to volunteer at Disney in February to help families who have children with special needs. Some members of the Crystal Police Department are doing something they typically aren't allowed to do.
Surprisingly is kind of itchy, especially as the longer it gets, the more itchy it gets. And I'm not used to wearing it, especially in uniform.
Crystal officers have always been allowed to grow mustaches, but now they have a chance to grow a beard, at least for a few more weeks. 22 members of the Crystal Police Department are participating in the Movember movement, which encourages growing facial hair. The annual event raises money and awareness for men's health, specifically prostate cancer, as well as mental health and suicide prevention.
Suicide rates for people in uniform, especially law enforcement, is up right now. And so that kind of hits home with us, where we take that extra pride in doing this every year.
This is the second year Crystal is participating. Money raised will go toward the Crystal Crime Prevention Fund and the Movember Foundation. By now, we've all begun seeing retail ads for Black Friday. Neil Persley has some tips to keep your online shopping experience merry.
It's hard to beat online shopping for convenience.
Just because it's easy, click of a button, and it's at my doorstep in a few days.
With Black Friday just around the corner.
Well, Robbinsdale Police Department knows that in the past we've had an increase in theft at this time, commonly referred to as Porch Pirates.
Robbinsdale Police Department is urging ya to make it hard for Porch Pirates.
Have deliveries of packages at times that you know that you are going to be home, have packages delivered to a trusted neighbor or to the place where you work. And if all of those are not an option, Amazon actually provides smart lockers. So having your packages delivered to the smart lockers is kind of the last effort in attempting to protect yourself from this crime of opportunity.
Another tool that helps in deterrence but is not a panacea to theft is the doorbell cam.
Ring doorbells are great, and being able to have that interaction with whoever is out in front of the house and they don't know if you're there or not. But the issue that we have is the individual is still able to steal the item because it's left unsecured.
Besides that, even if the police have a picture or video of the thief, they still may not know who the person is.
If you do see anything that's suspicious, to call immediately, and then when you're on the phone with the dispatcher, to try to give as much information as you possibly can about the individuals, a clothing description, and then if they have a vehicle, what the type of vehicle is, and it can be as simple as the color of the vehicle, and if it's a car or SUV.
Just a few things to consider when shopping online this year, so we have more ho 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 and less yo ho ho. In Robbinsdale, Neil Persley, CCX News.
Over the next several weeks, you can view some of the best works of art done by Minnesota artists. It's part of an exhibit at the Robbin Gallery in Robbinsdale titled Extremely Minnesota. We leave you now with a sneak peek.
Two of the final four teams in the state Class 6A football playoffs were from the northwest suburbs. Champlin Park looked to punch its ticket to the Prep Bowl Thursday night. The Rebels face defending champion Lakeville North. Quarterback Jace Miller pump fakes and hits Brock Johnson over the middle, and he is gone. A 56-yard touchdown. The Rebels hit on several big passing plays in the first half. Their defense plays well early in this one as well. Edmund O'Cansey gets the strip on Logan Freeberg and then recovers the fumble too to stop a Panthers drive. Second quarter, it's 3rd and 21, and Miller steps up to avoid the rush and hits Evan Hammonds for 38 yards inside the 5. That sets up a Miller power run for a 3-yard touchdown. Champlin Park leads 14-0. Later in the quarter, Sean Shipman, back from an ankle injury, goes 10 yards up the middle. Champlin Park leads 21-0. But Lakeville North drives down the field and scores late in the half as Raja Nelson takes it in for a 14-yard TD. It's 21-7 Rebels at the half. To the second half, and watch the great interception by Champlin Park's Devon Moore. He tips it and then makes a one-handed grab. That one is worth another look on a great play by Moore defensively. But the Panthers get the ball back, and Nelson works his magic again. On a quarterback draw, he bounces it to the outside and races the defenders. Lakeville North has the momentum. They're within 21-14. The Rebels' offense struggles, but they get close enough for a Noah Vogelpohl clutch field goal. That makes it 24-14 with 4 minutes left. A minute later, Miller on a 3rd and 10 play is gone. 41 yards on this touchdown run. Champlin Park advances to the Prep Bowl for the 3rd time in program history with a 31-21 win. We'll have highlights of Wayzata's semifinal Monday on our Sports Jam show on CCX. The team won the MIAC tournament last weekend and hosted an NCAA regional this week. Brooklyn Park native and Totino Grace graduate Maddie Kroller and Osseo grad Kate Achenbach are both impact players for the Tommies. Jason Melillo has more.
For the University of St. Thomas volleyball team, it's all about balance and trust.
We need every single person to bring their best game each game and to be able to trust them even if they look a little off. We have that belief in our whole team that we can bring it together.
Senior Maddie Kroller leads the Tommies in kills this season. Her game has evolved a lot since high school, but Kroller has always worked hard and been willing to do whatever it takes to help the team.
Maddie is one of those special kids that as a freshman we asked her to change her position. She used to only be a libero, and we convinced her to learn how to hit on the outside, and she's become all-conference, 3-time all-conference winner. she's one of those kids that has endless amount of positive energy and never gives up.
I've definitely had such an interesting path going from a DS all the way to now and all the way around outside. So lots of learning involved in that. So it's been cool to have the coaches be patient as I adjusted to all the new things that the front row has brought, and just older girls who have taught me along the way as well. So lots and lots of learning definitely in my process here.
Kate Achenbach's time as a college athlete is just starting, but the freshman is already booming. Achenbach credits her teammates for her seamless transition to the next level.
It's so much fun coming into such a close-knit team, and it gets closer and closer every day, I feel like, as we keep going. And once we win one more, like we get closer from all of that, and just coming in as like strong at the beginning, we were all really close, and we play really well together, and it's so much fun.
This is the 14th time in 15 years St. Thomas Volleyball is competing in the NCAA playoffs. It's a tradition that's especially important for Kroller, since her time as a student athlete is coming to an end.
It's been unreal. It's crazy how fast it's going. I'm trying to savor every moment, but this volleyball team just has such amazing girls and like best friends for life. So I think just trying to savor each moment on the court right now.